Imagine this, you're out on the water, maybe on a summer evening, feeling the breeze, enjoying the view of the Statue of Liberty. Now picture that same moment turning into a nightmare in seconds. That's exactly what happened in New York Harbor last Saturday night. A boat carrying 14 people capsized near Liberty Island, and 2 lives, specifically a 27-year-old mother and her 5-month-old daughter, were tragically lost. But here's what really gets me, this wasn't just a random accident. The boat's captain has been arrested for reckless endangerment, and authorities are now looking into whether this was an illegal charter operation. That raises a deeper question: how many of these so-called charter boats are operating without proper safety checks, and who's actually watching? Personally, I think this incident is a wake-up call for how lax regulations can be in the maritime industry. What makes this really interesting is that the boat in question was allegedly operating without Coast Guard credentials, safety equipment, or inspection certificates. That's not just negligence, it's a systemic failure. If you take a step back and think about it, how many people assume that any boat on the water is automatically safe? We're used to seeing safety checks for cars, planes, even amusement park rides, but somehow boats feel like the Wild West of transportation. A detail I find fascinating is that a Good Samaritan boat, See the City, actually helped rescue 11 people from the water. That's heroic, but it also highlights a terrifying reality: when the system fails, ordinary people become lifelines. What many people don't realize is that illegal charters are a growing problem. These operations often cut corners to save money, and that's where tragedies like this come from. From my perspective, this isn't just about one captain or one boat, it's about a culture that prioritizes profit over people. If you've ever rented a boat or taken a tour, have you ever wondered if the operator was actually licensed? I bet most people don't. This incident forces us to confront how easy it is for safety protocols to be ignored, especially in places where tourism and leisure collide with lax enforcement. One thing that immediately stands out is the sheer randomness of the victims. A mother and her baby, 2 of the most vulnerable people in any situation. It's not just about the tragedy itself, but the senseless way it unfolded. What this really suggests is that we need stricter oversight, not just for captains, but for the entire ecosystem of maritime tourism. And yet, I wonder, how many more incidents will it take before we actually change the system? Because right now, it feels like the cost of a bad decision is being paid by the most innocent people. If you're watching this, I want you to think about the last time you were on the water. Did you check if the boat was properly certified? Probably not. And that's the problem. We're all complicit in a system that lets these things happen.